What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So the Koumei and the Five Fates update is officially out, and the Nova rework came out in this update, and it's really strong. So I want to go over a day one build, and basically some tips and tricks for the new version of Nova, that if you only play the old version of Nova, you might need to learn these things. So let's get right into it. We'll be also doing a Glaive Prime Galvanized build, and also a Predasite Claw build. There are lots of different companions in this new update that are worth trying out, and as far as the Predasites, they're actually all three pretty unique. So we'll be showing the Magi Predasite today, showing what uses that might have for you, and also there will be a Pharaoh Predasite video coming up very soon too. So let's get right into it, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, lots of new mods to discuss. So if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you're sub. We do daily Warframe video uploads, and yeah, recently more than one video per day. And I really appreciate your support, guys. I will see you in lots of these upcoming build videos. If you're enjoying these content, make sure that sub button. All right, so let's get into the Nova build, and yeah, she is super tanky with these changes. Let's go over some of these changes to Nova that are making her so much stronger with this patch. One of those things being her first ability, Null Star, actually gives you damage reduction on shields now. It used to only be on health, but now D has changed it to shields and health, so that's going to make it a lot easier to be tanky with some of these shield regeneration mods and, like, you know, shield restore mods in Warframe. So yeah, we are actually running no shield gate basically on this build. It's a shield tanking build, and it is just really easy for, you know, normal level steel path. I haven't tried this build at level 10,000 yet. I doubt it would work very well at level 10,000, but not everyone's looking to play level 10,000 missions in the first place. So let's get into what we are running today. And yes, the Glaive Prime with these new Galvanized mods is gross. So we'll be showing that with a really nasty build. Alright, so starting off with the Nova build I've been running for like the last day or two. We are on Roar Nova, and some of the big things you need to remember with the new Nova update is that if you are used to the old Nova Prime, where it's like, okay, I want to have minus power strength from overextended to get the enemy sped up, that is not the case anymore. The enemy slow or speed is now dictated by power strength. So if you have a negative power strength build, it's just pretty much a bad thing all around. So I would not recommend going for a negative power strength build on Nova ever again. So much so I actually have power strength shards on Nova now where I did not have them before. That's going to feed into the Roar helminth ability quite nicely, but honestly, dude, Nova has so many helminth options, you don't even need to go with Roar. But showing how the slow of Molecular Prime works now, if you have 150% power strength, you will have the full slow from Molecular Prime. And as far as other things that scale with strength on Nova now, the damage reduction per particle of Null Star does scale with power strength. The amount of particles does scale with duration still, so you do want to have a little bit of both. But yeah, really good stuff here. We've got 90% DR, it does cap it at 90% DR on shields. So let's go ahead and just hop into these enemies over here. Just to show, we are running Prime Redirection. We can just basically jump into big groups of enemies on Steel Path and not worry too much, because we're just pretty tanky. So as long as we get some kind of shield proc, we can get Aegis to proc really easily. Now we can just walk around in this group of enemies. While Aegis is active, we are literally invincible. So we can just blow up the entire group of enemies quite easily. Yeah, Nova's abilities can cause blast procs now, and if you haven't played the game for a while, blast procs are like similar to the Acid Shell's augment for the Sobek. It will make enemies explode with some pretty decent damage. So yeah, we can just use Nova's fourth ability and some good weapons to really destroy the entire room. And the footage I was showing earlier, I'm not kidding, the entire room. I got over, I think it was about 1,400 kills in 9 minutes. So you can get a lot of kills. As far as the easy chill build, this is definitely more of an easy chill build than the other one where it was meant for level 10,000. This is meant for like normal levels. And I might have some weird mods in here. I'll explain them all to you. But yeah, Mecha Empowered is definitely not needed for this build. I am going to be showing you a Predasite build in a little bit. I was running this just to test it out. It is still day one of the update. I want to test some of this stuff out. And yeah, Mecha Empowered is literally better than ever with these new Predasite buffs, KUBROW buffs, all that kind of stuff. It can make your KUBROW mark an enemy with like a little dog icon above their head. And when you kill that enemy with a dog icon above their head, they will basically AOE explode their status procs in an area. With this many mods on it, it's a 22-meter radius it will explode in, and that's pretty disgusting. If I was to put on the last mod, the Mecha Pulse mod, which I really don't want to run at all, but I could, that AOE would go to 30 meters, and it would actually mark the enemy every 12 seconds. You could technically run that. We can just throw it on there for now anyway. We are not going to have the maximum slow, though, if we do take off the Augur Secrets mod. But do keep in mind, we have Molt Augmented, so it's not really necessary. So yeah, just put Mecha Pulse on there for now. We can have our doggo marking things really quickly, and it's going to be really nice for us. Now, as far as Vigorous Swap, this is going to affect Nova's second ability, Antimatter Drop. This ability, I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but it is definitely buffed a lot compared to before, and I'm going to show you how to stack up some really good damage on this thing really quickly, and what kind of weapons to look out for, because there are certain weapons that are better with charging this thing up versus other ones. But yeah, Power Strength will influence the damage of this to an extent. Roar's great on everything here. Now, if you want to buff the ability of Nova, the Nova Bomb, even more the Antimatter Drop, you can use Chroma's Toxin Elemental Ward. That's going to give you holster damage. Holster damage like Vigorous Swap and Holster Amp does buff that. So do Viral Procs and things like that too. So keep that in mind. If you really do want to focus on the Nova Antimatter Drop ability, there are ways to buff it. It's just not really my playstyle, so I'm not going to really recommending that as much. But as far as the rest of the builds, since we're on a shield tanking build, we've got Prime Redirection for increased shield capacity. It makes our shield gate 2.4 seconds if our shield ever does break. And during those 2.4 seconds, we can easily get our shield back with a mod like Augur Secrets, giving us a little bit of shield here. As long as you have at least one Augur mod on the build, you should be fine. That's why I did have it on there. But yeah, guys, it shouldn't be too big of a deal if you don't have a Augur mod. I'm running Augur Secrets, but we're a little bit overkill on strength anyway. You can put an Augur Message or whatever, or just run that KUBROW mod like I was talking about. With both these shield regeneration mods of Fast Deflection and Vigilante Vigor, we can really regenerate those shields really quickly and have our shield regen delay extremely low. Arcane Aegis is like a free, it's like get out of jail free card whenever it procs. And Molt Augmented is nice just to have more roar percentage for all of our damage buffs. Since we are using a Blast Electric Glaive Prime build, the roar is going to double tip on those DOT procs and make it really, really nasty. You could use the Falcor Glaive, you could use the Wolf Sledge, you could use the Zorus. The build I'm going to show you can basically use that build on anything. It's got all the Galvanized mods on it. Prime Flow because I like to have a lot of energy. Nova has one of the highest energy pools in the game, so you could maybe take that off if you wanted to, but this is the build I like to run. And I'm not saying that it cannot be flexible. It definitely could be. Equilibrium is great because our new passive actually lets you get more orbs to drop. Enemies that are killed while slowed give you energy orbs, and enemies killed while sped up give you health orbs. So they're going to just give us both of the things. We pick it up. Really cool. If you don't want to run Mecha Empowered, there's lots of options. Corrosive Protection or Holster Amp would be great. Now, we've got the Paris Prime equipped for a special reason. You might notice the extremely ridiculous status chance of 552%. This is going to be buffing our KUBROW. The forbidden technology of the KUBROW stat stick has returned, and I will show you that in a little bit here. But yeah, guys, basically the thing you want to go for is the highest status chance possible and the highest critical chance possible because of the doggo mods. They're going to be linking to our actual crit chance and status chance from our weapon. The reason it's so high is because the Paris Prime Incarnate has extremely high base stats, and with the Visage Ball Augment mod, it gives you status chance in the Exilus slot. And I've also got a status chance, critical chance Riven. I believe this is as much crit chance and status chance as we can get here, and it's not really this weapon is not meant to be fired. It is meant to be used as a stat stick to link to our dog. Just to give you a quick preview of what we're talking about here. You've got a dog with 120% crit chance, a 9.6 multiplier, and 352% status chance. And yes, I have actually gotten it higher than this before, but again, I'm still modding out these dogs, so give me a little bit more on that one. So, Incarnons for the Paris Prime, Guardian's Might, Ardent Trigger, and Elemental Balance. Just as much status chance as possible, basically. The pistol does not really matter much. We're pretty much just maintaining the Glaive Prime here. In the footage, I had the Lex Prime Incarnate with the Corrosive build equipped. My go-to pistol a lot of time with Nova is going to be the Furis Prime Incarnate with a Fire proc build. Just really good because you're going to double the damage with her fourth ability. And this is just to give you tons of Fire proc damage. It one-shot full of 10,000 instantly. So compared to the previous video, I had orange shards on Nova because back then Power Strength was like bad on Nova to an extent. But now that Power Strength is good on Nova and you need Power Strength on Nova, I'm not running the orange shards anymore because there's more important things to run. So yeah, great stuff there. Now, the star of the show here is the Glaive Prime. These new Galvanized mods make this thing disgusting. And as far as what these new Galvanized mods are, you've got Galvanized Reflex, Galvanized Elementalist, yeah, they actually made that one, and Galvanized Steel. This is going to be replacing Sacrificial Steel, and unfortunately, if you have an Umbra Forma on your build, you can't run Sacrificial Steel and Galvanized Steel, unfortunately. But don't worry, Galvanized Steel will be giving you critical chance But on melee kill, you'll get increased critical damage, 30% per stack, and you get up to 4 stacks. Each stack is 20 seconds. For Galvanized Elementalist, you get increased status damage. That's going to be all types of status damage, so slash procs, electric procs, and blast procs, which we have all that stuff on this build, because the Glaive Prime Throw has blast on it. And we've got Galvanized Reflex. This is a interesting one for sure. I don't think this might not be my final build, but it is kind of nice just for having a little bit of extra initial combo. It has built-in 50% heavy attack efficiency, and on melee kill, you get 20 initial combo for 20 seconds, stack up to 4 times. So you get 80 initial combo, and the fun thing about this initial combo, and it makes sense, but it's just kind of cool. If you have this initial combo, you get to keep it until you use your heavy attack. And as long as you get 4 kills with that heavy attack, you get all that initial combo back. So it's basically having a permanent 5x multiplier with this mod, as long as you can keep the kills consistent. Now, as far as the Riven, this is not you do not need this Riven. You could put a Bane mod here if you'd like instead. There's plenty of options. Blood Rush would work. Really, guys, if you just want to get a Riven, I like having a Riven for this thing. Heavy attack efficiency lets you do back-to-back 12x's faster if you're doing a crescendo build. And on this build, we have the capped out 90% heavy attack efficiency with a heavy attack efficiency Riven and the new Galvanized Reflex mod. Not really needed, but we basically just drain like 5 hits of combo whenever we attack. So crit chance, crit damage is great, but really, Riven's not necessary. Now, our new little Predasite friends have multiple options. Now, the fun thing about the Medjai Predasite and Predasites in general is that their claws have differing stats. So for this one, for example, the Medjai Predasite has built-in viral and slash, and pretty good crit multiplier, but not the best status chance or crit chance. The other Predasites, like the Vizier Predasite, for example, has corrosive and slash, and the Pharaoh Predasite is purely slash. So you have lots of customization, and again, I was not really bringing this one for any specific reason. Any Predasite can use the abilities I'll be showing you today, so I'm going to probably use the Pharaoh Predasite in the end, though, as my main Predasite. But the main ability we're caring about here is going to be called Volatile Parasite. Every 15 seconds, spit out a maggot that latches onto an enemy, and it's a lot to read, okay? It draws enemies fire within 40 meters. On death, the maggot will explode, dealing 100% of the accumulated damage in a viral damage attack. Also, you get plus 40% damage if the enemy dies while latched in a 10-meter radius. So basically, it's a lot to read, but let's just go ahead and show how it works in practice. What it's going to be doing for us is it's going to be the Predasite will barf out a bug, and as long as that bug latches onto an enemy, and the AI wants to cooperate with us, the bug will actually be like, it's just basically going to explode with a ton of damage. So let's see if the Predasite wants to cooperate, and if we can actually find the bug. Okay, so looks like something went off there. So I guess I might have shot the mark for dog enemy. But as you can see, it's basically Nova's little helper here. It's going to be assisting you with AOE. Let's see if we can resummon those guys. So yeah, it's just like an AOE assistance pet, pretty much, these Predasites, because Volatile Parasite is a relatively powerful attack. Okay, there's the bug. There's the bug. Where did it go? I think it's on this guy. Oh, so we're going to kill him while he... Okay. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening, but while they are primed with Nova's 4th ability, they will explode, causing blast procs. So yeah, the Predasite's just doing extra AoE, pretty much. If the enemy that has been marked by the Predasite dies... Okay, we can for sure see the now. Okay, so no questions asked. That's what you're going to be getting. And it looks like it didn't really explode properly, but yeah, guys, it actually can be quite strong. Maybe the Simulacrum's not the best place to show this. But yeah, the Predasite's hitting pretty hard, as you can see. That is mostly the Predasite doing all the work. And if he kills this guy, he should explode and kill all these enemies. Let's see. Maybe I'll take care of him for... Okay, so, yeah. Let's just go ahead and show the builds, the mods on the build. It's not the best to show these guys in the sim. The AI is not really the best when it's paused like that. But as far as the mods on the Predasite's claws and the mods on the Predasite build itself, we've got a double bond tandem setup. So tandem bond, whenever that doggo hits an enemy, it's going to give you 6 melee combos. So we got 80 initial combo from Galvanized Reflex Coil. Now we're going to be getting up to 12x multiplier very easily with this KUBROW just attacking things. I've got a very synergistic build for you in the next couple days involving this mod. But yeah, for right now, it can be worked on. It can be used on basically anything, but there's even more options. If you think this thing is doing a good job killing enemies, you can put on a Contagious Bond. Whenever the KUBROW kills the enemy, even more AOE. So you're going to have triple AOE on your build. You're going to have the mecha build, or the mecha thing doing an AOE, 22-meter AOE. You're going to have Volatile Parasite doing a 10-meter viral AOE. And you're going to have Contagious Bond with another 9-meter AOE. Is that enough? Is 3 AOE abilities on one companion enough? I think that's good enough. Oh, I forgot to mention Paralytic Spores. I was just testing this out. Charging an enemy within 30 meters, it will knock them down in a 15-meter radius and slow them too. And also make them vulnerable to finishers. Again, so we have, okay, I think we have 4 AoE abilities, but I'll probably end up taking this one off at the end because it doesn't seem like it's that great. But yeah, Volatile Parasite, you can get this from Sun on Deimos, and it works with any Predasite. And we'll be talking about the Pharaoh Predasite, my favorite one, very soon. But as far as the Claw build here, keep in mind I am still formatting these out. But as far as a general basis for a DPS build here, I'm going to be explaining what these mods do to you. And these are new mods. And again, I'm missing 1 or 2 mod slots here, so bear with me. We've got Bite. This is a must-have mod. Gives you critical chance, critical damage. Basically a mini Riven for your companion. Maul, even though it's an old mod, it's still 330% damage. I'm currently running it, but I might end up replacing it with a more powerful mod in the future, funny enough. But for right now, it seems pretty powerful. Burning Claws, a new mod. This will convert all of our elemental damage into heat damage. Now that's, as you can see, we had viral procs earlier. I took them off with Burning Claws, but if we want to go back to viral, we can take out Burning Claws. I am just testing things out right now, guys. This is not a final build or anything like that. But yeah, it does give you 330% status chance, which does help, and we also get a big chunk of heat damage too. All that viral becomes heat, and we still have our slash too. Cull of the Week is basically condition overload for pet claws, 60% melee damage per status type effect of the target. Non-critical hits deal 240% damage. So it's condition overload for pets. It might not be worth it in the end, but I've currently got it on. There's not a ton of mods for pets that are new on claws, but yeah, there's basically utility builds and there's DPS builds, and this is a DPS build right now, but it's missing 1 mod slot. Hunter Synergy. This is how we get our crazy crit chance on our pet. It links to our primary, which is our Paris Prime with a lot of crit chance. So we've got 120% crit chance right now. And Mecha Overdrive is the same thing, but it's also part of the Mecha set bonus. Primary weapon status chance added to the companion. So our companion has 352% status chance. And then we also got status damage with immunity resistance. Now for the final mod slot, I definitely need to have another form or 2 on here. I'm going to probably put on the, where is it? It is called this one, Precision Conditioning. So Burning Claws can be run with Precision Conditioning. It's 1 physical damage type mod and 1 elemental damage type mod are allowed. And as you can see, that's a lot. 12,000 base damage, but I did take off Bite to fit it on there. So yeah, this will be probably the final mod in the end. 385% damage increase, melee damage, and then converts all physical damage to slash. So we're converting all of our elemental to fire, and we're converting all of our physical to slash. It was already slash, so whatever. We're not going to worry about that. But yeah, that will be probably the final mod slot for the DPS build. So that's be basically it for the overview video, guys. Again, so actually I didn't show the quick charge. So yeah, for Nova's second ability, the Nova Bomb, high pellet weapons are really good for charging it quickly. So I've got the Boar and Karnan right here. I would not recommend the Paris for charging it. The Furis can be decent, but yeah, the Boar and Karnan's pretty good for charging that Nova Bomb really fast. So let's go ahead and summon these enemies back in here. And we're going to actually use Vigorous Swap as well to show a hopefully relatively buffed Nova Bomb here. So if you really want to buff it up, get your roar percentage up. So we're going to do double dash for Madurai for 40% power strength. We're going to use roar, and we could armor and viral proc and armor strip too, but I don't got all day, so let's just go ahead and do this. Charge it up with the Boar. You can double tap the bomb now to make it actually fly a lot faster, and there you go. Over 1,000,000 damage Nova Bomb with no viral procs or armor strip. That is mostly from Vigorous Swap and the Boar Prime, just being really good at charging the Nova Bomb really quick. So, as far as the build on the Boar Prime, it is pretty much a fire proc status build, and it is, not really going to matter too much what the build is on there. I'm not sure if a crit build would be better, but as far as the Riven, we got status chance, fire rate, heat, minus magazine, and it's just a full fire proc build. It's entirely focused on fire procs. Elementalist, fire mod, fire Riven. They're very on fire when I use this thing. And yeah, the beam version of it is not as good for charging it up. You want to use the pellets for sure. So That's going to be it for the video, guys. Nova is extremely good right now. Her tankiness is crazy strong. The Predasites are really cool, too. It's just, you know, the pet AI is not perfect. And also, to get these mods in the first place, you have to go through, like, animal conservation. And that's not really what I've been playing the game for. But, hey, I did play the game for that the last couple days. Getting a ton of those animal tags. So, enjoy the Nova rework. It's quite nice. I didn't even list everything that changed. You can recast her one whenever you want to now. Again, like I said, you can double tap the bomb to just make it like fly out really quickly. Her portals have like, you know, charges now. If you want to make the enemies slow, you tap the fourth ability. If you want to make them fast, you hold the fourth ability. So like lots and lots of good quality of life and just a great time to be a Nova player. She's better than ever. She's more flexible than ever. And I've currently got the portals helminth off, but they're still great. Just make sure you get a little bit more range in your build than me if you want to be using those portals in the long run, guys. So, see you next time. Shards are flexible too, but I've got power strength for some more roar, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.